Today I will show you how you can create this golden skin effect in Photoshop. So before we start, let's take this off because it's too hot. Now we can start. Hey guys, it's Nemanja and welcome to another really fun episode. As you already saw in the intro, today we will have a lot of fun creating this golden skin effect and I will show you two different techniques how to do it. So without further ado, let's jump straight into Photoshop and let's the fun begin. Alright guys, this is the image for today, and first thing that I want to do before I start making this golden skin effect is to select the part of the skin on which I want to apply this golden effect. So in this case I will select the whole arm. And as you can see, I already did it just to save time of tweaking this selection, but you can do that pretty much easily by going on the background layer, use quick selection tool and just quickly select this arm, and then you need to tweak some part of the selections here, and when you're done with that, just press Ctrl or Command J to extract it and then you will have it. But of course, this is not so perfect selection, you need to tweak it a little bit, and I already did it, and we will use this one. Okay, when you have this selection and when you extracted this part of an image in a separate layer, then we can start creating this effect. Right, I will just duplicate this arm layer just in case if I mess up something to have this as a backup. So to duplicate it, just press Ctrl or Command J and that's it. I will hide it because I will not need it actually, I will just need it in case I messed up something. Okay, and then we will go with this arm copy layer. First thing is to convert this layer into black and white. You can do this in several different ways. I will use a keyboard shortcut. It's Ctrl-Shift-U or Command-Shift-U on a Mac. Okay, and this will desaturate this layer. That's great. The second step is to add a curves adjustment layer. So I will add curves adjustment layer and I will clip this curves adjustment layer to the arm layer because I want this to affect only the arm. And you're all familiar with the S curve in Photoshop. S curve is basically a contrast curve, and if you want to add some contrast to the layer, you will create some kind of S curve, smaller or bigger S letter, and it will add a contrast to that layer. Right, but this type we will create the M curve because M stands for a metal, and we need first to transfer this, to transform actually this arm to look like a metal. And then we will just colorize it into gold color and we will have this golden skin effect. So to make M letter out of this curves adjustment layer, you just need to go to the highlight pin, move it all the way down, and then add few pins here, actually 3, to create M letter. And you need to transform this. And if I zoom it, you can see that this already looks like some kind of metallic arm, and you can tweak it, move this left or right to make this more contrasty or less contrasty. This will define that black lines on the arm and so on. And this M letter, M curve, will do in the most of situations, but sometimes when you have some tricky light condition on the model you want to transform into gold, then you need to tweak this M letter. You need maybe to add 2 M letters instead one. So I will show how to do that because I really don't like how this looks. It's okay, but it's not good for my taste. This is too much white here and I want to tweak something. So to add 2 M letters, we just need to add a few more pins. I will add 1 pin here and 1 pin here and just move this down. This is 1 M and I will add 1 pin here and 1 pin here. And I have now 2 M letters, 1 and 2. Okay, and then I will just tweak this pins until I'm satisfied with the result. Okay, and this is much better for my taste. We will tweak that even more later, but now I think this is okay. Let me see. Maybe like so and like this. And if I unzoom it, make it smaller, this really look like some kind of metallic arm or almost like robotic arm. Okay, and the next step is to add gold color to colorize this. To do that, I will use the gradient map adjustment layer. So I will go right here and say gradient map, okay? I will clip this to affect only the arm layer and I will choose some color. I will make a gold color for this arm. Okay, I will go to the black and I will actually leave the black as the blacks or maybe just a little bit brighter, but as you can see, this will affect only the black tones on the image, so the dark tones on the image. I will move it to the black, okay? And I will go to the whites and I will just colorize it a little bit to have a little bit of yellowish tint, just a touch, something like so. Okay, and then I will add another pin in between the middle and the blacks, somewhere here, and then I will tweak it and I will colorize this into a darker orange tone or something like so until I'm satisfied with the result, okay? Of course you can change it later too, but something like maybe, let me see, something like so maybe, and I will press OK. I already have my gold color right here. If you want to save this as a gradient, just press here new and it will save here. I already have something similar, so I will use that one that I already created, but it's really similar. So I press OK, and as you can see, this really looks like a golden arm. So we need to tweak this even more and we will have really nice effect at the end. I will add 2 more layers. I will add a hue and saturation adjustment layer. I will clip it here and I will maybe make this even more saturated and a little bit to the orange, maybe just 1 or 2. Let me see, something like this. Let's unzoom it. I like to unzoom the image to make it really small or really big, just to have a better impression of overall look of the effect. Something like this. This is really nice, all right? Because sometimes when this is so zoomed, I cannot see the real effect on the screen, okay? And I will add another adjustment layer to be curves again, clip it here and make it brighter, like so, and then I will invert it. And I will use a brush, really soft one, and I will use maybe 40% opacity and white color, make it bigger, and I will just paint some whites, like some reflections here and there. This is personal preference, you can paint this wherever you want and just play experiment, see where it suits the best, and that's it, right? This is just like so, maybe add here more, let me see, not bad, right? Maybe add a bigger reflection here, and this is really nice golden arm, golden skin effect. The next step is to group everything together. Select the first layer, press Hold Shift, and select the last layer, press Control or Command G, and I will rename this group to gold, right? And this is before and after. Of course, you can tweak the color if you don't like, maybe you can make it more orangey, or if you want, you can create something like copper or something like that by going to Hue and Saturation adjustment layer and just lower the saturation, make it more red, and something like this is really nice. And you can of course play with that, right? I will go and leave it like so. This is nice for me. And then I will put a mask on this group because I don't want this golden effect to affect the whole arm. I just want some part of the arm. So I will zoom here. I will use really hard brush, like 80% or so, and I will use black color, 100% opacity, and I will just remove the effect from here, maybe even like 90%, like so, and maybe like this. Let me see, or maybe, let me see if I make with the black brush to add back some parts, maybe like this. Let me see, like so, and then make this a little bit wider, maybe this, like so, and then this a little bit wider, and not all the way to the end, maybe like this. And let's create like there is a golden drop right here. Okay, you need to tweak this a little bit more to have this nice effect, like the gold liquid, it's pouring down the arm, and this is the effect of that. And then maybe go right here and create this kind of arc. Let me see. Maybe even more, like so. And this is not bad, guys. This is really, really nice. Let me see if I, whoops, I go and move this a little bit more inside. And do it something like so. This is too much, but I will go like this. Okay, and this is really, really nice. This is just the part of the effect, so have patience. Now what I like to do is to duplicate this group by pressing Ctrl Command J, and I will merge group into one layer by pressing Ctrl or Command E on the keyboard. So this is nice. I will hide the original gold group, and here we have this as only one layer, the whole effect. I will go to this layer, right? And I will maybe tweak it a little bit more. I don't like how this looks here. I will maybe go it a little bit up, like so. Maybe leave it here. Let me see. This is a little bit better for my taste. Maybe go here and okay. I will not spend more time tweaking this because I don't want to waste your time. But the point here is you can make any kind of shape that this gold it's pouring down the arm and the arm, and that's it. Okay, I will go to the mask and I will go right click and say apply layer mask. So I will have only this as a layer. Okay, to reveal only that one layer at a time, you need to press Alt or Option key and click on the eye icon here. Okay, and now I will go to Liquify tool to make some to add some effect to this. To go to Liquify tool, go to the filter and Liquify. If you're not familiar with the Liquify in Photoshop, you can find my tutorial about that right here, and please check it out. I will use this default forward warp icon tool actually, and I will go right here and make some like drops, right? Something like this. And then I will stretch it a little bit left and right to make this effect, like it's drop of the gold, right? Then let's see, let's make another one, maybe here, why not? Okay, something like this. And let's zoom it a little bit, maybe move this a little bit here, and then stretch this a little bit, like so. Just play with that. Of course, take time, have fun, and make it a little bit better than I'm doing right now, because I don't want to spend so much time tweaking this because of this tutorial, but this is the point and this is the technique, so you can, for your homework, do it a little bit better and precise, all right? Then like so, maybe here, one drop here, like smaller one, why not? Okay, and you can make even few more if you want, but for now this is it. You can go always here and show backdrop to see how this looks on the backdrop, and I really like it. So I'll press OK, and this is it. We have really nice effect here of this gold, like it's dropping. We can do one more thing. We can go here and use the Lasso tool and copy one of those drops. Maybe, let me see, maybe this one. I will just copy this one, like so. Press Ctrl Command J to make a copy of that, and then we can move this one somewhere inside the arm, maybe right here, or maybe right here, like so. And I will put a mask on it, and with really soft brush, and maybe 30 or 40% opacity, just go and blend it here with the skin. Okay, Not bad. Like we have another drop here, and you can make a lot of these different drops and put it along the arm, and this is really nice effect. And that's basically it, guys. We are done with this golden skin effect. Of course, you can add some more things here. I will show you just really quickly few effects that you can add to make this even more realistic, and then we will do final color correction and finish it. Alright, let's go here, and one thing that I want to do is to add some shadow here and some parts of the highlights right here from the left side of this drop, okay? And to do that, I will go and control click on this gold copy layer to load this selection. Then I will go to select, and I will go to modify because I want to modify this selection and I want to expand it a little bit. I will expand it for maybe, let's use 7 pixels. This looks really nice, okay? And then I will create a new layer and I will use really bright color, maybe this or this. Let me see, let's use this. And I will just use 100% opacity and just paint here, right? Don't worry. It's a mess right now, but don't worry, I will paint like so. And I will deselect and put this layer, I will name it H for highlight, put it below the golden gold copy, all right? And I will put a mask on it. I will use a brush, really hard one, like so, and then I will just go here and tweak the shape of this, like so, right? And I will tweak the shape of this right here, like, it's too much, like so, okay? And maybe I will add some imperfections here, a little bit softer brush, like so. Let me see, too soft, this is better. Maybe like this part, it's a little bit higher, and this is nice, yes. And we can add, of course, some shadow here. Let's add a new layer and name it shadow, okay? And I will use a black brush, and I will use maybe 30% opacity, really soft one, or 20% opacity, and let's build this shadow, right? I'll just add some shadow right here, like so, and that's great, okay? Let me see, not bad, maybe it's too much. Let's move it all the way here, maybe it's too much. You can always lower the opacity, okay, like so. Let's lower the opacity a little bit and add another layer, and I will just place with maybe 10% paint with 10% opacity, a little bigger shadow here. Soft brush, that's great. And maybe add some shadow right here, like so. All right, and let me see, this is much better. Of course, you can make some shadow here on this layer, just maybe 3% opacity, and just add some shadow here and maybe down below, just a little bit. But of course, you need a lot more time for this to tweak it to look much better. But this is basically it, guys. And now we will go and merge everything together and apply a final color correction. But before that, I will show you what you can do with this effect at the end. You can group everything together here, Control Command G, all right? And again, merge it into one layer with Control Command E, like so. And you have the whole effect in one layer. You can add some texture to it if you want that. I will just copy it to have it as a backup. And I will go to filter gallery, and let me see. Actually, this effect is not bad. This is the brush strokes, and you can go with angle strokes, all right? And you can add this kind of effect, like you have some texture on the gold, or you can go to texture here and maybe add some grain to have this kind of effect, or I don't know, this texturizer, or this if you want more rough kind of gold, or anything that you want. Maybe let's go with this angled strokes, and let's choose stroke length maybe like so, and sharpen it a little bit and press OK. And wait a few moments. This is it. And this is before and after, before and after. Of course, you can lower the opacity if you don't like that. But the point here, you can really use some kind of texture to apply some kind of texture over the top of this gold to have that as a final result. I will not leave it with that because to make it really nice, I need to spend more time tweaking it. But this is really nice how it looks. Alright guys, now I will merge everything together into one layer with the famous shortcut key Shift Control Alt E or Shift Command Option E on a Mac, and then I will apply a final color correction on this. So let's go here, merge everything together and go to Filter and Camera Raw Filter. And then you can play with the temperature slider, you can make it warmer or cooler, you can play with exposure, anything that you want. I will just add some small tweaking here. I will go to a saturation tab and I will just lower the saturation of all colors basically except gold, just to have this gold more stand out here. And I will add some vignetting here, and that's basically it. I will not tweak it so much, but this is pretty much okay. Let me see, maybe cooler or warmer, I cannot decide. Let's leave it like so. And I will press OK. And you can see, guys, this is before and after, before and after. This is really nice golden skin effect. And before and after, before and after. Right, guys, I really hope that you liked this first method, how you can create a golden skin effect in Photoshop. And now I will really quickly show you another method how to create the same effect, but using a different technique. Because sometimes this M curve with gradient map works really nice. Sometimes another method works a little bit better, depend of the situation, the light condition of the skin, and so on and so on. So I will show you another method and we will finish for today. Alright guys, for the second method we will use this image. And first thing that we need to do is the same that we did with the first method, to select part of the skin that we want to transform into gold. So I will use the quick selection tool and I will select this whole arm. And I will copy it by pressing Ctrl or Command J on a keyboard and make it black and white with the same keyboard shortcut Shift Ctrl U or Shift Command U on a Mac. And that's it. We have a copy of this arm black and white. Right, in the first method we use the curves adjustment layer to create that metallic look of the skin, and then we colorize it into gold color. Here we will not use curves, we will actually create a copy of the same layer and use some kind of combination of blending modes to achieve the same effect. So let's do it. Alright, so we need to make a copy of this layer by pressing Ctrl or Command J on a keyboard. And now we have two completely same layers. And we will put the top layer into a difference blending mode. That's the only blending mode that we will use. And as you can see, the result is completely black arm. That's because there is no difference between those two layers. They are completely the same. That's what the difference blending mode is for, to show the difference between two layers. And to make some kind of effect here, we need to create some difference between those two layers. So I will invert one of those layers. I will invert the top one by pressing Ctrl Command I, and we have some kind of result. This is basically the difference between those two layers. And the next step is to select both of those layers by holding Shift key and make a copy of both layers by pressing Ctrl Command J. And then we want to merge those two layers into one by pressing Ctrl or Command E. Okay, now we have another layer that is completely same like the layer down, two layers down below, right? We have this result in one single layer, and we will put that layer again into difference blending mode. It will be again black because there is no difference, but we will invert that layer, Ctrl Command I, so we have this effect. Again, I will select all three layers, copy them with Ctrl Command J, and merge them together with Ctrl Command E. And then I can invert it, or invert it and put in the difference blending mode, and I have really nice metallic look here. It's much better than I will just group everything here. Sorry, make group. Okay, and let me show you. I'll go with this layer out of the group here. Go up, please. Okay. And if I use the curves here and create that M curve, in this case, I will have something like this. And this is much better result for this situation than using M curve. If I made double M curve like in the first example, we will have a little bit better result. As you can see here, we can tweak it, but it's not so good as this one, in my opinion. Of course, maybe you like more this kind of result, and that's in that case you will use the M curve. Okay, and now what we need to do is just use a gradient map and use that gold layer, gold gradient that we made previously, and just apply it. And that's it, guys. Really quickly, we just created this really nice golden arm. This is before and this is after. And of course you can combine first and the second method together to get a little bit different result. And sometimes that combination will give you even better result for some type of images. Now I will show you how I did the first image again, but with the combination of first and the second method. And in my opinion, this is the best approach for the first image. So let's look at it. And this is the result of combining first and the second method together. First I applied the second method here, then I used the curves to tweak it even more to get this type of reflections. And I really like it how this looks. For my taste, this is a little bit better than what I got using just the first method in the first example. Alright guys, that's finally it for today. I really hope that you like this tutorial and that you learned something new from it. This is really nice and easy way how you can create this golden skin effect, and the beauty of that is that you can apply it in a lot of different situations. Maybe you want to create a golden face or just to apply it on lips to have something like a golden lipstick, and so on and so on. Just be creative, have fun, experiment, and invest a little bit more time into to finalize this effect to make it even better. And don't forget that you can always add some kind of the texture at the top of it to make it even more interesting. So guys, if you have any questions regarding to this tutorial, please leave them in the comments below. I will be glad to answer them. If you want to support me on this channel, you can do that by visiting my Patreon page. The link is down there in the description. So guys, have fun and see you in the next fun episode. Bye bye. Welcome to the bonus material. Let me show you another trick here. If you do everything that I told you, if you create first black and white part of the skin that you want to create into gold, and then add an M curve, as you can see here, this is just ordinary M curve, and colorize it with this gradient map. This is not double M curve, that's why this is not such a great result. But if you add this kind of curve just before the M curve, you will have really crazy result. And really nice thing is that if you move this curve, you will have this crazy liquid gold effect. So you can play with that and you can change the shape of those reflections here. So have that in mind when you're playing with your photos, and wish you a great day, guys. See you.